how I overcame my laziness. Okay, so I have not always been a lazy person since my childhood. I'll try to keep this live as short as possible. So normally I'm an energetic person. Normally there is like volcano of energy exploding from me all the time. That is the normal me. However, it was not all the time. So during 2019, I went through severe depression and anxiety. So it was it was pretty difficult because it was unexpected. Many unexpected things happen in my life. Some of my desires did not come true. So I was like, holding on to those desires. Oh, I want these desires to happen. If that's not happening, then I cannot be happy at all. So I was kind of in that kind of mindset. So it kind of made things even worse. The thing is, every one of us is great. We all have great skills, a lot of love and kindness in our heart. Um, I am an energetic person. Like during my school days, college days, especially since after my 15 years of age, after facing board exams, I became this like academically. I became this academically strong person who was like, topper and teachers, favorite kind of a thing. But in spite of all that, I was carrying a lot of anxiety, stress, which was like a heavy burden on my shoulders. It was like so heavy. It was like, anxiousness felt like a friend, so safe and to be in the comfort zone, but even if it's painful. And that is how I have been. And learning has always been my passion. When I learn something new, I feel relaxed and calm. And passion for education really ignited early in my life. I even have dedicated time to teach in orphanages. However, as I said, things were not like going according to my plan. I was thinking, oh, I got to, work in corporate. So, things are going to be fine and I'm going to be so happy. I'm going to earn well and all that. But surprise, surprise, that did not happen. I did not get the enough work recognition that I deserved or thought I would eventually get. So I was trying desperately to meet society's expectation. I'm just, having my website about Shiva, my page, so that, I can tell you my journey. So I was constantly comparing my life with others. Like, my friends are getting married, they are having children, they are, like buying home loans, traveling, some are going abroad. I am here working so hard. Nothing is happening to me. I feel like I'm stuck at a job that I don't like, and things built upon one another. I lost hope and I was trapped in depression. I just didn't know how to get out of it. I was at the rock bottom, wasting my time scrolling in social media, looking for free lessons, which kind of worked temporarily for a while, but did not show much of long lasting results. But today I hold the answers. Today I hold the answers. Since 2020 lockdown, I went on a hunt to find all the answers I'm looking for. I took 30 plus courses, invested 2 million rupees over the time. One by one, invested 6,000 plus hours into learning and practicing. The money is also for learning and practicing the personal growth lessons I have learned like vigorously. Vigorously, I went on a hunt. So eventually, I left my 9 to 5 job and embraced my life as a digital nomad to be able to work from anywhere in the world. Even now, I'm in Chennai. In the next week, I can be in Japan and work. So that's the freedom I have. So in my circle, in my real life circle, I think I am the bravest and most optimistic individual I know. And definitely, my mentees are joining the list. So returning to my history, I was not able to sleep well. I was like having dreams, people, situations, being chased, about to jump off a staircase or something. I remember like things were not happening according to my plan, so I was like crying out of justice, and I had this habit of crying. If somebody triggered me, there was like this water tap flowing, and it was uncontrollable. And the more I did it, it became an habit. I just didn't know it was becoming an habit, but I just let, because someone said it's good to express it out, cry. No, too much of anything is not good. So working in an IT job, it didn't feel like I belonged there. I was not enjoying what I was doing. The validation from doing the good job once in a while felt better. The sense of security from the money I was earning felt better for a while. But at the end of the day, I was like, what's really happening? This is what I was hoping to live in my future while I was growing up. Really, this is it? I was like kind of shocked. So I further went into depths of severe depression. I also had a severe health issue. I was diagnosed with stomach TB, which was quite a surprise to me. And it was during 2018 October. I didn't know what to do. I was shocked. Like, why me? I'm hygienic. I do everything right. Why me? But during 2018, there were like 10 million new cases reported all over the world, and 2 million people died because of that. I'm one of the 8 million people who survived, and so that further put me in depression. Like, already work was not doing good. I'm comparing my life with everybody. I'm not progressing, and then there is this health issue happened. It further put me in severe depression. Over time, eventually, it was a blessing in disguise. However, it was my fear, my own fear materialized, manifested as a disease in my solar plexus. There is this solar plexus just below here. This is the area I got my issue in. So I had my intuition blocked completely. I had my intuition completely blocked. I was even contemplating suicide. I went near to the train tracks. However, at my lowest point, my fear stopped me. My fear was like, what if I kill myself right now, and I'm in the next life I'm born even worse? That's overthinking stopped me. So I was an overthinker. I was an OCD, person. I was anxious. I was wondering, like, will I be punished if I kill myself, because my parents and creator, the God, has put so much of efforts, and if I'm, not um, utilizing it to the fullest, so what will happen? So those kind of thoughts were going in my mind. Hi, people in comments, please ask me your questions on how to overcome laziness. What are the difficulties you're facing in that moment where you are, about to make a choice? You feel that, oh, I'm going back to laziness or something like that. So what is that? Feel free to ask your questions in the comments. So yeah, so that stopped me from killing myself in the train tracks. um so eventually I realized that, I cannot be in this world and just be. I can't live the same life anymore, again and again and again. I have got to do something different. So while dealing with severe depression, anxiety, frustration, anger, I was like blaming and complaining, felt hopeless. I was crying uncontrollably, scrolling social media mindlessly. I was just existing, not living. And it was like so empty inside. I thought nobody understood me. I thought like life was so unfair and hell. I had no real friends, and I had severe job insecurities. I had hatred towards many people in the world and even myself. And I was an introvert. I lost interest in almost everything. I did not smile, I did not laugh. I couldn't handle the fake people or the people who gossip in the corporate. I didn't know my passion or purpose. I didn't know how to be happy with or even without money. Because some people, even with money, they seem to be depressed, and that made me even more depressed. And I have been a very sensitive individual, so even like watching news or seeing people suffering, it affects me a lot than normal average people, and that I take advantage of in my current job to eliminate the pain, doing everything in my mind. So yeah, like I didn't know, I craved for extraordinary love life, and I didn't know how to make it happen. And I had many questions about life and happiness, and I had no answers for all those questions or my problems. I had, even worse, horrible skin, horrible job, horrible work life. There was no recognition for my efforts anywhere, even with friends or family, work. I was procrastinating. I felt low and dull. I had severe health issues, pain in my stomach every single day. Wow. Now I realize that I'm completely a new person now, living a new life. I feel like I'm living lifetimes, many lifetimes, even in this one life. I was like, I was so horrible that I did not even allowed myself to look, see myself in the mirror. I was emotionally abandoned by a group of people I was hanging out with suddenly, and that put me in for the depression. I got rejected left and right, eating junk, had noisy environments around. Prayers did not work. Things were only getting worse, and I wanted to go somewhere. There was like no one and no problems, etc., etc. That was during 2018 and 2019, and I was struggling on every front. And then one day during 2019, I was alone in the prayer area of our house. I just yelled at the puja space. I just like unleashed, let out all the pent up emotions that I had saved for like 25 or 26 years. Now I'm 31 almost. So I shouted at God, like asking, why me? What did I do wrong? I have been a very disciplined child, making decisions rightly, being so obedient to my parents since my childhood. What did I do wrong to go through this depression and hopelessness? I screamed with all the questions. Like, even if it is for the purpose of going to hell or heaven to live on this earth, what is even the purpose of that? There was no answer from the puja space. I was still battling laziness. And I was on a quest to discover my purpose, in between all the chaos. After I dropped, after yelling out all the emotions for like half an hour or something, I heard a voice which said, do something better to make yourself feel better, and that is always better. And I looked around. There was no one there. There was nobody in my life who speaks that soothingly, with a caring voice. Or maybe they were, but I couldn't even notice it or trust them. I couldn't trust anybody. I did not even trust my parents then. The voice was so clear, confident, and after a while, I realized that it was my own inner voice. And that moment, I realized that there is a voice in me which is so calm, and that happened after expressing everything out loud. That is the power of expression. Expressing the pent up emotions to even your wall or to nature or the tree. Go do that, yell it, get it out of your systems. Otherwise, when you like show it in or suppress it in, it comes out as disease. There's a question in the comment. How lazy were you? And can you share when the switch happened? That is exactly I'm sharing. As an autism mom, I faced even worse situations in my life. Now I wonder why you young people are talking about such a difficult phase of life. A boil in one's neck is such a big problem than the earthquake happening in Philadelphia. Our problems are the biggest, our own problems. Because our mind is constantly thinking about our own problems. We don't care about others. We think that, right? Nobody cares about me. You think that, everybody thinks that. Well, right after I expressed all those emotions, I heard that voice. And from that point onward, my life took a turn. You know, awakening is it's always happening. We need to have the heart and ears to listen to it. The lessons are always around. The blessings are always around. The solutions are always around to be happy. But we need to train our mind to see it. I learned to surrender to the divine flow of life. I gradually started releasing the weight of my past trauma, abuse, physical abuse, verbal abuse, emotional baggage that has burdened me for decades during lockdown. I throughout my life I had waited for someone to, come into my life miraculously and change it for better. But I only realized that it was only me who saved me. So that is what I do. I help people not to go into the rock bottom. People try free solutions, it doesn't work, and then they go into the rock bottom, and then they come out and say, please help me. Now I'm ready to do everything. That is exactly what I'm trying to save people from. Even in this video, even here and now, right now. And we can do that using the power of mind. And I can help you guide on that. Okay, I'm seeing the comments. Maybe all difficulties happen due to awakening happening, like in your case. That was definitely a blessing in disguise. All our challenges are the blessings in disguise. Please feel free to schedule a call with me. There is a option in the link in my bio to schedule a call with me for free. There is no risk. All your details will be private and confidential with me. You can see even in my things, in my profile, I'm not talking about anybody's problem with their name and this person's having this problem, right? So you can talk to me. When the student is ready, the teacher shows up. Yeah, I have seen this quote. That's true. And it takes a lot of process and a healing phase to come to that thing. Okay, I guess I mistakenly switched on some filter and I don't know how to change it. Let me try. Okay. Yeah. So yeah, it's done. I could see you as an awakened soul. I don't have questions. I'm here because I could resonate with you. That's great. You found your purpose of life. Yes, I did. Ultimately, it was I who saved myself, and I told myself to do something better since lockdown 2020, to pick up that book and read, invest in a mental health program, get myself like mental health trainers or mentors or coaches. And I started trusting others. When I had finally trusted myself, I finally tapped into my inner voice. That inner voice, which was like blocked with anxiety, depression, OCD, questions about life and people, how to trust, and all that. So, I started releasing all those blocks. And after that, my intuitive voice started coming out. I just didn't know how to access it better. So, to access it, I learned about mental health, how brain works, how mind works, how humans behave certain way, why are they behaving certain ways, basic psychology, mindset, how to be happy, having my own happiness toolbox from top coaches and mentors all over the world, 30 plus courses, 6,000 plus hours into learning and practicing all the lessons, definitely more than even 2 million rupees spent in learning and practicing all that. And I reached a point where the lessons started to repeat among the same various coaches in the same concepts with the different words. That's when I realized that I have reached the top 1% of the field of mental health. And mastery isn't just about learning, but serving for passion. That is for the personal growth. My natural talent is observational skills. So I observe emotions and I remember the little nitty gritty details, which are very important, that are not resolved. I remember that very clearly. So over the time, while learning 30 plus courses and giving myself a lot of kindness and love from me, I found all the answers I've been looking for to find happiness. And above all, with the time, after doing all these step by step, I became a genuinely happy person. Now, fast forward to 2024, I have solved a lot of my problems without medications, and I'm happy and healthy. I feel happy and healthy most of the time. It was not easy because I had to build awareness and implement solutions one by one out of my comfort zone, prioritizing my peace of mind. Life is still challenging. I have a lot of challenges. However, problems can be even 100x more complex. I left my IT job, which was safe, and I'm now on a self employment doing business that has even more uncertainties than that. But my ability to solve and live through them has also increased to 100x. Now I feel happy and fulfilled most of the time. And guess what? If I can do it, you too can live happily doing the productive work that fulfills you. So, this is how I overcame my laziness. Okay, I learned the lessons, I practiced the lessons very, very sincerely, having coaches and mentors by my side. Initially, I started virtually, then events, then certifications like that. Okay, and it's such a great thing to celebrate that I have overcome. Not just I can be happy, it has a ripple effect over my family. Everywhere I go, people come and tell me, like even today in a call, a person told me, like, I feel really good talking to you. And people come to me because I feel really good. And the truth is, the positive energy you're seeking, it is already in you. You just need to train it for it to become positive. So how my sleep dreams changed? It became joyful, where I'm laughing with my friends, going out to water theme parks and laughing out loud. Those kind of dreams started happening instead of being chased or falling off the lift or the staircases. So it just like at a certain point, I realized that if me, the pessimistic past maniac, depressive, the one who was super anxious, OCD maniac, could become this happy, this brave to even put this video here and now, right now, and become this most optimistic person to break through my walls and boundaries every single day, doing a lot of new things. If I can do it, then anybody can do it. Of course, it can be, people feel different, like, your story is different. Like, I also told the exact same thing to other people. Now I live my happy life. I'm the proof. There are many people who are happy, who either can focus on the excuses or, oh, what could be the solution. So I'm here to give what could be the solution for you. And the thing is, I know what could be the solution for you for sure. So I was thinking, like, I'm literally in hell battling this laziness and procrastinating and not being able to do anything. Well, the distinction between the hell and heaven, it was only in my mind. What I learned from this world, right? Hell was also a concept, probably, like realized by somebody, passed down. Everything is man made in this world almost. So I realized over the time, hell or heaven, it's only in our mind. And to switch from hell to heaven, we need to change our thoughts for better, slowly, steadily. Within like few months, for a long lasting happiness. And that's what I do. And it's the heart of my mission to help people discover their path to genuine happiness. And that's what I do for work. That's what I do for a living. And I feel fulfilled. So if you want me to share a hack to overcome laziness, that's a temporary solution. Well, you can write down 3 things you want to do before you go to sleep. That is a high priority for the next day, and it has to be done. It has to be done so that the next day when you go to sleep, you will feel better. So you just write down those 3 things and go to sleep, and the next day you complete it as the high priority as the first thing in the morning before 10 a.m. or even 12 p.m. So this is one of the hacks that can definitely help you to overcome laziness temporary. Because over the time, if you are doing things that are actually not in your actual life purpose path or life mission path, again you're going to come back. Okay, if you're what you're doing those 3 things in the morning, which is of high priority, which is not aligned to your life goals, you might do that for even a decade and still feel terrible. So you can choose to come to me so that I can tell you what is really important to you and how to make your decisions better and decision making ability better so that you can overcome your laziness. Okay, I overcame. You can too. I have seen many people overcome that. Okay, I see a comment. Yeah, in the night we do a lot of plans, but in the morning it becomes a whole another story. That is why exactly you need someone to be accountable with you. I can be your accountable partner or a mentor who can show you, like, this is why you're not able to do it in the next day morning. This is why you are snoozing. This is why you're not facing your challenges. This is the reality. I will show you the reality. Once you see it, you will realize, okay, so I can do that, but I'm not able to choose to do that. So when I implement the solution that you say, I can do that. That's how many of my mentees have overcome their problems, including the problems in their sex life, relationship, work life balance, money, losing money, gaining money. A lot of issues have been solved, by me to me, and then to a lot of my mentees, which you can see in the testimonial links with the link in my bio. So yeah, I thought of keeping this short, but I think it went over 25 minutes. So feel free to discuss with me, DM me, send me an audio if you have a lot of emotions pent up in you, if you have suppressed. It's time to release it all. Share it in an audio with me, or to your puja space, or to a wall. Yell it all out in a safely way. If you want long lasting solutions for a happy and better life, I am here to serve. Peace.